Often when I go on these wild adventures and I want to go somewhere a little bit more challenging, I tend to default to just taking my eldest son Ethan. You know, he's a little bit older so he can walk further and, you know, I can push him a little bit harder. And so what that means is my daughter Emma often feels like she's missing out. But just because she's a girl doesn't mean she has any less sense of adventure. She's very outgoing and she loves getting outdoors. So I thought it was time to take her on a bit more of a wild adventure. I thought I'd take her on a day trip on a kayak up a river that flows out of the Great Dividing Range in Boer country with bushland all around it. You know, a bit of a daddy and daughter date, but my style. Alright, so Emma and I are just here on the banks of this lake and we're going on a bit of an adventure. We're going on a daddy and daughter date today, my style, which means we're going to go up a river in the kayak and we're going to cook some roux on a fire or maybe on our stove, and it's going to be good. It's going to be a bit of a rainy day today. Sun's out now, but the rain's been coming on and off, but that's good because I want to teach my kids it's not always about, you know, getting out on sunny days, but also, you know, rainy days can be some of the best days to get outside for an adventure. So this river we're going to paddle up kind of comes out of Boer country, so it's going to be beautiful, it's going to be cold, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. Come along for the ride. You're not going swimming today because it's cold, but this is just in case you fall in the water, which you won't fall in the water. I'm going to do my best you don't do that, but it's always good to be safe, Emma. Off we go. This first part's a bit of a hard paddle, but once we start going up the river, we're a bit protected from this wind, and it's beautiful scenery there because it's all these, because it was dammed up here, this lake, there's a bunch of eucalyptus, it's died off, they're all skeletons, but it's very eerie and spooky going through there. Yeah. We go through the trees. This is so cool.
And it's like an outfit park.
So now these are all dead trees.
Yeah.
Because Emma, these trees were once alive, but now they're dead because they don't have leaves on them. They look like skeletons, don't they? It's incredible paddling through all these dead trees. It's like a graveyard for trees.
Yeah. And it's like a obstacle too.
It's like a what?
An obstacle.
An obstacle course.
Yeah.
Emma says it's an obstacle course. It is a bit of an obstacle course. I love exploring a bit more kind of high country stuff, and you do? Emma likes to as well. Getting away from the coast a bit and just exploring here. So this is, you know, kind of the foothills of Boer. Yeah, it's just nice. It's just beautiful to come out here and take Emma out here. Well, we just went over a log. big sheer drop in the bush. Just a bit of a cliff in the bush at one point, but now with this, you know, damming up the river, I can get right up to it. Alright, so the aim is to find a little bank or somewhere where we're going to pull over and maybe set up a little shelter just for the, you know, for lunch, and then we'll cook up something there.
Have my rain jacket on.
You have your rain jacket on?
Yep.
So you're going to be alright?
We don't want the camera to fall in.
Oh, yes, I do not want this camera to fall in. That's exactly right. That would be a nightmare. Oh, here comes the rain. Oh, this looks like a good little spot here. We could set up. Have a look, Emma. Looks like a footpath to somewhere. Just bring the kayak up a bit. I've actually stumbled among a little spot here that someone's made. People obviously come here and camp, but this is beautiful. I reckon we set up something here. We've got someone's made even a little something here we can set up our wet gear on. This is perfect, Emma. Alright, well this is where we're going to set up on the shores of the lake. We just found this out in the bush. I don't know if this is where boaters come or kayakers, but yeah, fantastic. I'm happy with this. Yeah, let's take this off. You don't need your life jacket on right now. Take that off. So basically, for a little shelter for Emma, because of the rain that's coming in, I do have a ground sheet, Alton Goods ground sheet. And I did have an Alton...
a big one.
A big one. I did have an Alton Goods tarp on the way, but it hadn't reached yet. So unfortunately, I didn't have a tarp to bring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my new Stockman jacket as a bit of a covering for Emma to huddle under in. So let's give this a go. Yeah?
Dad, we don't have any spices.
Good girl. It looks like a skeleton, a scarecrow.
Scarecrow. It's a scarecrow.
I just took a photo of it and looked at the photo, and it made me laugh because it looks like a ring wraith from Lord of the Rings, or a Dementor or something, just coming in and swallowing us. So it's kind of spooky, but oh well, it'll do the job. Now I know you're probably laughing thinking, Luke, that's a very small shelter. But it's not for sleeping in, it's just for a day when this rain comes, more for her. So Emma, she can just hop in there and she can keep dry. You probably could, let me have a check. Move over, Emma, move here. You know what, if it started raining heavy, you could snuggle right under here and you'd be pretty good, I reckon. So for a little tarp for just hanging out in the day, I think it's all right. I'm looking forward to my Alton Goods tarp coming though, so I can, you know, use that for some actual camping. Now we want to cook up a meal, some roux. We're going to be doing something special. We're going to be cooking up some roux. These are just roux fillets. Roux is a really good lean meat, and since we're out here in the Aussie bush, I thought it might be kind of appropriate to cook up some roux. We've just come down here to the river when it's raining. It's just beautiful with the mist blowing in, and Emma, come here. Emma's in her bare feet, but she's got her rain jacket on. Come here, Emma. And so this is sometimes like, don't always have to go outside when it's just sunny weather. Like, this is awesome. No one's around. We have it to ourselves. It's beautiful. It's got this kind of gloomy mood to it, and I just love coming out into the wilderness when it has different moods, whether sun, shine, or whether it's rain like this. So it's very still with no wind, which is what's making it really, really nice. So tell me, what are you making? What are you making, Emma?
That's a little sack.
Oh, it's a little house.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Shake, 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 shake. And I'm just going to boil up the billy because I've got a coffee that I want to have, and I've got some hot chocolate for Emma. Let's see, first bite of the roux burger. Mmm. That's not bad. I don't like that.
She doesn't like the roux. She just wants the bum. Yum. Might rain again. So, it started raining. I can't really get under, but Emma's good. Emma is nice and dry, and that's what matters. Emma's got a little shelter here. She could sleep under here. She's small enough. I can't. But I need a tarp. Emma, wave to the camera. Black coffee for me. Hot chocolate for Emma. Let it cool because it'll be a bit hot. Okay. Put yours here. Gee,
Weather's coming down now. Woo. All right, we're huddled in. My camera's getting wet. Here we are. My legs are wet, but main core part of my body's dry, so hey, this could work as a survival thing. Like if I needed to tuck my legs in, if we got stuck out in the bush, you could actually keep yourself totally dry if you were sitting while sleeping. Let me have some of that coffee. Delicious. How's your hot chocolate, Emma? Is it good?
Yes.
You enjoying it?
Yep.
What's your favourite part about today? Do you like coming on adventures?
I like coming on adventures.
Alright, so that rain has stopped. The sun's starting to come out. I reckon we're going to use this chance to start kayaking back. We've got a fair bit of a kayak to go. But yeah, it's been good just to do a short little day trip with Emma, do some bushcraft stuff, make up a little shelter, grill some roo on the fire to show her, you know, how to get out in the bush and how to do this kind of stuff. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. So Emma, do you know why we put the fire out? Why? Because we don't want to make a bushfire. Do you know what a bushfire is? When the whole bush starts burning, catches on fire. Even though it's a rainy day today, it's still good to always put your fire out with water, yeah?
Yeah.
Just because your kids are young, it doesn't mean you can't take them out on these wild adventures, you know, where you strip things back and be a bit more basic. Sure, you've got to be a bit careful with them, but you'd be amazed at how adaptable they are. Emma was so positive throughout the whole trip. She had plenty of reasons to grumble and complain, from, you know, being wet and cold from getting caught in the rain, from having a very bumpy paddle back in the kayak because we got caught in a storm. But she was just smiles the whole day. And I love that about her. And I'm sure that's something I'd like to cultivate in her. A willingness to see the beauty of things, even when you're not in the most comfortable of situations.
We've had a really good one, haven't we, Emma? So if you've liked this video, please give it a like or a comment. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and I've hoped you've enjoyed it. Have a good one. We can sit together. Alright, we're about to get pelted with rain right now. Are you ready, Emma? Yeah. You don't mind the rain? In the great outdoors, forever free. Are we in too much rain? Ah, jeez. Bad right now. Alright, this is going to be a hectic paddle. I'm just going to have to stick close to the shoreline. I'm taking the hat off. Emma, are you ready for this? Yep. You know what? Let's shelter for a bit until this weather. See, there's a nice shelter here. Alright, the weather's turned really bad wind. Emma's getting hammered. So, I'm just going to organise some stuff, get the dry bag all nice and... And the beauty of this Stockman jacket, Emma, I'm going to put it like this, ready? And you can hold it like this, and you can look out like that, yeah? Is that better? Is that okay? Do you want to do like that? Okay, you hide under there. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to get us home. Be nice and covered and protected. Let's do it. Here we go. And we're back. Whoo! All right. Good job. Emma, high five.